She texted, "LOL, you actually thought I'd cancel my Vegas trip for your surgery?" When I asked for support during my operation. I texted, "My mistake." What the nurse told her when she called the hospital later changed everything about that Vegas trip. I 28 male found out about the tumor on a Tuesday. Nothing dramatic, just a routine checkup that turned into, "We need to do more tests," that turned into, "We need to schedule surgery." Benign, thankfully. But sitting right on my kidney in a way that made removal necessary. Doctor said 4 weeks recovery minimum. I'd need someone around for at least the first week. Called Gianna on my way home from the hospital. "Hey babe, just got out of the doctor. Remember that pain I've been having?" She said, distracted. I could hear her typing. "They found something. I need surgery." The typing stopped. "Surgery? Like serious surgery?" "Yeah, April 15th. They need to remove a growth on my kidney." April 15th. Wait, that's the week of Vegas. My stomach dropped. "I know. I'm sorry. Maybe you could reschedule?" Silence. Then, "Reschedule Vegas? Do you know how long we've been planning this?" 6 months. "But this is surgery, GA. Can't you just move it to after I get back?" "It's not a dentist appointment. The surgeon has a waiting list." "This is so typical," she sighed. "I finally planned something for myself, and suddenly there's a crisis." "A tumor isn't a crisis I planned." "Whatever, I'll think about it." She hung up. I sat in my car in the hospital parking lot for 20 minutes, trying to process what just happened. That night, she came home late, dropped her purse on the counter, and looked at me like I'd personally scheduled my medical emergency to ruin her trip. "So I talked to the girls," she started. "And? They think it's manipulative that you're asking me to cancel." "Manipulative? I have a tumor, which you've apparently had for who knows how long, but now it's urgent, right before my trip?" The doctor said. "Doctors always say things are urgent. It's how they make money." I stared at her. We'd been together 3 years, living together for 1. This was the woman I was planning to propose to. "I need someone here when I get out of surgery." "Hire a nurse." "What?" "Post-op care nurses. It's a thing. Miranda's mom used one after her hip replacement." "You want me to hire a stranger instead of having my girlfriend here?" "I want you to stop making me feel guilty about a trip I've had booked since October." She stormed off to the bedroom. I slept on the couch. The next morning, she was already dressed for work when I woke up. "I'm going to Vegas," she announced. "The girls are counting on me. Plus, I already paid for everything." "Okay," I said quietly. "Okay, that's it?" "What do you want me to say?" "I don't know. Maybe be supportive of me having a life?" "Right, my bad. Have fun in Vegas while I have organ surgery." She rolled her eyes. "So dramatic. It's outpatient, right?" "No, 2 to 3 days in the hospital. Whatever, I'm sure you'll be fine." 2 weeks before surgery, I texted her one more time. "I'm scared. I've never had surgery before. I really need you there." Her response came 3 hours later. "LOL, you actually thought I'd cancel my Vegas trip for your surgery? It's not even cancer. Stop being a baby." I texted back, "My mistake." Then I started making other arrangements. Update 1. Morning of April 15th. Gianna left for the airport at 5 a.m., gave me a quick peck on the cheek and said, "Don't die," or whatever. My sister Ruby drove me to the hospital at 8 a.m. She'd flown in from across the country when I told her Gianna wasn't going to be there. "I still can't believe she went to Vegas," Ruby muttered, helping me check in. Her trip, her choice. Her boyfriend's surgery should trump a girl's trip. Apparently not. The prep nurse, an older woman named Dorothy, was doing my intake when she asked, "Is your emergency contact still Gianna Martinez?" "No, changed it to my sister, Ruby Conrad." Dorothy made notes. "Good to have family here. Your girlfriend couldn't make it?" Ruby snorted. "She's in Vegas." Dorothy's eyebrows shot up. "Vegas? During your surgery?" "Booked the trip before we knew about the surgery," I explained. "And she still went?" "Yup." Dorothy shook her head but stayed professional. "Well, you're in good hands here. We'll take excellent care of you." Surgery went well. Woke up groggy but tumor-free. Ruby was there with bad coffee and good energy, but here's where it gets interesting. Around 6 p.m. my phone started blowing up. "Gianna, why aren't you answering?" "Hello? I know you're mad, but this is childish." "Pick up your phone." Ruby read them out loud since I was too drowsy. "Want me to respond?" "Nah, let her sweat." At 8 p.m. the hospital phone at the nurse's station rang. Dorothy came in looking amused. "Mr. Conrad?" There's a Gianna Martinez calling from Las Vegas, says she's your girlfriend and demands to speak with you. I'm sleeping, I said. Are you though? Dorothy winked. Absolutely unconscious. Understood. She left and came back 10 minutes later. She's persistent, called 3 times. Want me to give her an update? Tell her whatever you think is appropriate. Dorothy's smile was slightly evil. Oh, I'll handle it. Later, Ruby filled me in on what she overheard. Dorothy told Gianna that I was unconscious and unresponsive. Technically true, I was napping. That surgery had complications. Removing the tumor was complicated, and that only immediate family was allowed information. Hospital policy she chose to enforce. Gianna lost her mind. The texts came in rapid fire. What do you mean complications? Dorothy said you're unconscious. Why is Ruby there and not me? This is insane. Pick up right now. I'm booking a flight home. Then the kicker. If you die, I'll never forgive myself. Ruby laughed so hard she snorted. Now she cares? Apparently Dorothy sold it well. Want me to tell her you're okay? Let's wait until tomorrow. I'm tired. I wasn't being petty. Okay, maybe a little. But mostly I was exhausted and hurt and didn't have the energy to deal with her drama from Vegas. Ruby posted a photo on Instagram that night. Just her reading in a hospital chair with the caption, "Best Sister Award goes to me." No mention of me, no location tag, nothing to indicate what hospital or why. But Gianna saw it. Is that the hospital? Why is Ruby posting? What aren't you telling me? I'm coming home. I turned off my phone and went to sleep. Update 2. I woke up the next morning to 73 texts and 31 missed calls. Ruby had been fielding them all night. She actually tried to FaceTime me at 3 a.m., Ruby said. From a casino. Drunk. Please tell me you didn't answer. Oh, I answered. Told her you were in the ICU and couldn't have visitors. I'm clearly not in the ICU. She doesn't know that. I was vague but concerning. You're evil. I learned from the best. Remember when you told my ex I'd joined a cult? He was cheating on you. And your girlfriend abandoned you for Vegas. Fair's fair. Dorothy came in for morning rounds. Your girlfriend called the nurse's station 17 times last night. 17? We started a tally. Night shift made it a game. She showed me a piece of paper with tally marks. She's very concerned about your critical condition. What critical condition? The one she assumed when I said you were unconscious. I never said critical. She filled in those blanks herself. You're my favorite nurse. 30 years of dealing with difficult families. I know how to handle Vegas girlfriends. By afternoon, Gianna had blown up social media. Posted on Facebook, emergency, flying home from Vegas. Nolan is in critical condition. Please pray. The comments were immediate. OMG, what happened? I thought it was routine surgery. Praying for you both. My buddy Terrence texted me. Bro, are you dying? Gianna's post has you on life support. I'm literally eating Jell-O right now. She says you're critical. Critical appetite for this Jell-O maybe. Want me to comment that? Please don't. Let her dig this hole. Ruby was documenting everything. She's posting from the airport now. Mascara running, full breakdown mode. What's she saying? Rushing home to my baby. Some things matter more than vacation. Should never have left. Crying emoji, heart emoji, prayer hands. Now she figures that out. My favorite comment is from someone named Bethany who wrote, "But didn't you say he was being dramatic about the surgery?" Bethany's a real one. Gianna responded, that was before complications. The thing is, I wasn't planning any of this. I just didn't correct her assumptions. She heard unconscious and built a whole narrative. I just let her. Dr. Williams came by that afternoon. Good news, everything looks great. You can go home tomorrow. Already? The surgery went perfectly. No reason to keep you. Hear that? Ruby said loudly. Perfectly. No complications whatsoever. The doctor looked confused. Ruby showed him Gianna's posts. Oh my, he said. That's creative interpretation of post-operative recovery. She wasn't here to get actual information, I explained. Vegas was more important, Ruby added. I see. Well, medically speaking, you're doing excellent. Whatever's happening on social media is beyond my expertise. Gianna landed that evening. Called Ruby from the taxi. Which hospital? Which hospital? He's sleeping, Ruby said calmly. I don't care. Tell me where. Family only right now. Doctor's orders. I'm his girlfriend. Who went to Vegas during his surgery. Tell me where he is. Ruby hung up. The texts escalated. This is insane. I have rights. You can't keep me from him. I'll call every hospital in the city. She actually did, starting calling hospitals asking for me. But here's the thing. I was registered as private at Ruby's request. Unless you knew exactly which hospital and had the patient code, they wouldn't confirm I was there. Gianna spent the entire night driving to different hospitals. Dorothy, on her night shift, kept us updated. She called here 6 times. I may have implied you were transferred to a specialty unit. Which specialty? I didn't specify. Let her imagination run. You're all terrible, I said, not meaning it. Honey, I've seen a lot in 30 years. Girlfriends who can't skip Vegas for surgery, they get what they deserve. Final update, day 3. Discharge day. I was packing up when Gianna finally found me. She burst in looking like she'd been through war. Makeup smeared, hair wild, designer Vegas outfit wrinkled. Nolan, oh my God, you're alive. Clearly. I've been looking everywhere. Ruby wouldn't tell me anything. The nurses kept saying you were critical. No one said critical. You said critical. Dorothy said you were unconscious. I was napping. She said complications. Surgery is complicated. That's not the same as having complications. She stared at me, then at Ruby, then back at me. You let me think you were dying. I let you think what you wanted to think. Just like you thought Vegas was more important than my surgery. That's different. How? I didn't know it was serious. All surgery is serious, G. You're fine. You're literally fine. Yeah, no thanks to you. She sank into the visitor's chair. I left Vegas early. I gave up 2 days of my trip. Want a medal? I was worried sick. Were you? Or were you worried about how it looked that you weren't here? That's not. I posted asking for prayers, Ruby snorted, after Bethany called you out. Who's Bethany? Your Facebook friend who remembered you calling Nolan dramatic. Gianna's face went red. I was venting. Girls vent. To everyone except me, apparently, I said. You manipulated me, made me think you were dying. I texted you once, everything else was your assumption. The nurses lied. The nurses were vague. You filled in the blanks. She stood up, pacing. This is so messed up. I'm the victim here. The victim of what? Manipulation, emotional terrorism. Emotional terrorism, Ruby laughed. Girl, you went to Vegas during his surgery. It was planned. So was the tumor removal. I can't believe you're taking his side. I'm taking the side of the person who actually had surgery. Dorothy came in with discharge papers, took one look at Gianna and smiled. Oh good, you found us. How was Vegas? Gianna's mouth opened and closed like a fish. I hope it was worth it, Dorothy continued. Your boyfriend's been a model patient, his sister too. Real family shows up when it matters. The burn was so smooth I almost felt bad. Almost. We're leaving, Gianna announced. I'm taking him home. Actually, I said, Ruby's taking me to her hotel. I'm staying there for a few days. What? Doctor wants someone monitoring me 24/7 for the first week. Ruby took time off work. You've got Vegas to get back to. Vegas is over. I came back. 2 days early. After thinking I was dying, not exactly the support I asked for. This is ridiculous. We live together. About that, I pulled out my phone. I've already arranged for movers. I'll be out by the end of the month. You're leaving me? I'm prioritizing my recovery with people who prioritize me. Over a trip? Over you choosing a trip during my surgery. Over you calling me dramatic. Over lol you actually thought I'd cancel Vegas? She grabbed her phone. I'm deleting that. See? Deleted. Cool. Still happened though. Nolan, please, let's go home and talk. I'm going with Ruby. You should probably get back to your apartment. Don't want you to miss any more vacation time on my account. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you went to Vegas. She tried one more manipulation. What will people think? Everyone saw my posts about rushing home. Tell them I made a miraculous recovery, or tell them the truth, that you abandoned me and got called out. Your choice. She stormed out. 20 minutes later, posted. Some people can't handle strong, independent women who have their own lives. Grateful Nolan's okay, but shocked by the manipulation. Need my girls more than ever. The comments were brutal. Girl, you went to Vegas during his surgery. Independent is different from selfish. Maybe he manipulated you because you abandoned him? She deleted the post within an hour. I'm writing this from Ruby's hotel room. Surgery recovery is going well. Already got 3 messages from Gianna's friends saying she's devastated and didn't mean it. Cool. She can be devastated in the apartment she'll now pay for alone. My favorite part? Dorothy connected me with the patient advocate before discharge. Turns out, requesting privacy during medical procedures is totally normal. Limiting information to immediate family? Standard protocol. Nobody lied to Gianna. They just followed policy for a patient whose emergency contact was his sister, not his Vegas-bound girlfriend. She created her own drama because she couldn't imagine I'd be fine without her. Turns out, I'm better than fine. I'm free, and my kidney's doing great too. Edit, since everyone's asking, yes, I'm keeping Dorothy's tally sheet, framing it. 17 calls in one night has to be some kind of record.